In this video, I just wanted to show the Nyx set with just kind of in action, so you can see the set bonuses in action. I did set it to one of my presets. I don't have it leveled up or have runes equipped, but I did just want to kind of, before I get into the actual battle phase, I'm just going to talk about it real quick, and then towards the end of the video, I'll actually show you it in battle so you can kind of see what it does. So the Nyx set, so we have the 2-piece set bonuses. Attacks have a 6% chance to execute normal/elite enemies. Note this doesn't stack with your Tower of Elements. So if you have the Tower of Elements upgrade, we'll just go to my water element and then scroll up to the top. This first 3-way branch, the Kiss of Death, that 6% chance to kill elite enemies, that doesn't stack with the Nyx set. So if you have the 2-piece Nyx set and you're running it, you are going to probably want to swap that out, the Kiss of Death, out for the Rise of the Ashes. The Rise of the Ashes is the second best one here. It does provide some survivability. You can run Rise of the Ashes just regardless of the set and probably be fine. In general, I do like that Kiss of Death. But yeah, if you're running the next set, you are going to want to make sure you're using a different one here, because if you're running them both, you're not going to get the benefit. One of them's just going to cancel out. And then we do have the 4 set bonus, where your slime enters a state of illusion and gains 20 seconds of invincibility when HP reaches 0. Damage dealt by your slime during invincibility increases by 60%. If all enemies within the slime's attack range are dead when the invincibility ends, revives with 100% HP. Otherwise, your slime dies immediately after that invincibility expires. You can only do this up to 1 time each battle. So if I'm going through and playing on stage 8, if during stage 1 my slimes end up dying, having to use that invincibility, and so they get that 20 seconds of invincibility, and they actually end up being able to kill all the enemies within their attack range, they will revive at the end of the 20 seconds. However, if I'm fighting through stage 2 or 3 after that and they reach the point of death again, they will just die. You can't do it multiple times, but it is kind of helpful, especially if you're stuck on a boss or something. So you can see right here, both of my slimes did go, their HP hit 0, but they didn't defeat the enemies within that 20-second time frame. I do have the battle sped up, obviously, a little, but we can go in and try again. It can be a little hit-miss, especially where I don't have it upgraded at all, but you'll see Yamlet survive totally, and so they actually do trigger separately. So because they both have that equipment, if Nepris dies, Nepris gets 20 seconds of invincibility, and then if the enemies within the attack range are all dead, then they can just come back alive. But if not, Nepris will just die, but Yamlet can keep going on and then actually be able to have an attempt to use that invincibility. Problem is, when she's on her own, she's not going to probably clear very much. And we'll see. Oh, looks like we're going to clear this wave. Wave 2 will be a different story. Yamlet's gone. Yamlet has invincibility. So does Nepris. But I don't think we're going to be able to clear this either. I have done it multiple times. It can be effective if you're on the very, one of those stage 40s or whatever, where your slimes are instantly dying. Having that 20 seconds of invulnerability to be able to clear the boss can be helpful, but it is just a little inconsistent. In general, it's not like the best set to run. And here's an interesting thing to note. Because Yamlet had actually entered that invulnerability partway through the wave, so right before the first wave ended, because it has to wait for that full 20-second timer to trigger, that second wave started attacking too, and then the enemies were still on screen. So you can get a little unlucky as far as timing goes during the middle of waves. So here, they actually both killed all the enemies, but then it's just when that 20 seconds ends. And so that's why using it for during waves can be really hard, but you can get away with it in bosses. But in general, using this 4-piece Nyx set, it doesn't really work out. I wouldn't really recommend it, especially where you have like the Dominator set and the Thunder God set, but still kind of a cool one to showcase and look at. Thanks for watching, though. Let me know if you have any questions.